Morning guys, just woke up from yesterday's trip to the lake. I was just thinking a few years ago, if I would have been out all day in the sun and woke up the next day, I would have been total wipeout. Just totally grateful for how I've come along in healing. If I would have done something like that even 2 years ago, I would have probably had difficulties not only getting up, but going out and about and doing what I do in the day, or what I want to do in the day. So that's just an observation I had this morning. I'm just about to get in the shower. I know I've talked about this habit before, but I just think it's so important to reiterate that I get into the habit every single morning of getting up, having a shower, and trying and looking good. I think self-love first stems from yourself. You need to love yourself first, and then that extends. Then it extends to your immediate environment, where you live, maybe, and your family and friends, then the community, then the world. But it's got to come from you first, and it gets me going in the days. Get up, have a shower. Sometimes I'll not have a shower. I always have a shower after a sauna. I have like 2 showers a day. But just to get up in the morning, just be fresh, have a shower, brush your teeth, do your hair, put some clothes on. You start the day in this vibration already. It sets you going for the day. It puts you in that vortex of manifestation. If you're getting up in the morning, like I used to do, get in the morning, not making my bed, and a lot of it's to do with obviously being sick and not having that self-respect, that self-love. So, I've definitely 100% been there. I was really well known for being a messy person and didn't really look after myself, but I put a lot of it down to adrenal fatigue. It just gives you a bad vibe. But yeah, I used to get up and just put on some jogging bottoms and do nothing and not clean up and etc. etc. And yeah, I understand it is difficult when you're feeling tired and down and feeling sorry for yourself and in that kind of victim mentality. So yeah, I totally get it. And yeah, but I'm just telling you what I do now. And yeah, it just puts you in that, just gets you set up for the day. It gives you that positive step forward. And I do feel like it's a part of self-love. So yeah, just thought I'd tell you that. Hello people, good afternoon. Just making some dinner. And yeah, today I'm going to Manchester. Don't know if you know about the recent terror attacks in Manchester, but yeah, it's not been nice on the news, but I'm off to Manchester today to do some dancing again with some friends. My friend that I talked about yesterday on the video log, Ian, who's also on a nutritional balancing program, and one of my other friends, James, who he is like an holistic gardener. Really cool job, and we're going there. I think we might be stopping off on the way up to Manchester to do some dancing, just by the car, maybe next to a field or something, just spontaneous, It's quite nice to do little things like that, just to keep you alive and spontaneous. But for dinner today, I'm going to have some broccoli and some cauliflower. However, what I've decided to do is, because I'm going to be in Manchester today and I'm not going to get back till around 8 o'clock, I'm going to do a slow cooked dinner. So I have some chicken today that I have just on the side here. Let me just open it up. A nice fresh whole chicken. And And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow cook that chicken with some vegetables, and by the time I get back from dancing, I'll have a meal. A good thing about cooking a whole chicken at once is that you can save it for the breakfast as well, and I'll be able to eat that tomorrow for maybe breakfast and dinner, which should be good. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the recipe of this chicken, slow cooked chicken and vegetables, and I'm going to put it in the members area for everyone to see. But yeah, I'll try and record the dancing later on. That should be cool in the car. Maybe I'll introduce you to my friends as well if they're up for it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Another nice day again in England. So you know when you have 5 days of good weather here in the UK, you know that there's a storm brewing at some point. But yeah, cool. Speak to you soon. So we're just having a little break at the moment, little stop off before Manchester. If anyone's wondering what the English countryside looks like, we've been dropped off at a really beautiful place. Lovely day today again. Just, as I say, 5 days of good weather in England. There's a storm brewing. Say hello, Ian.
Hello.
This is my friend Enema I was talking about on the last vlog.
Hi guys.
Just going to the dance in Manchester. Some beautiful views. Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Another hot day again. What is happening? I'm sweating cobs. Let me just put the windows down a little bit actually. It's too hot. Alright, cool, yeah, so I'll answer a couple of questions that was coming up. One of the questions was about the pushing down exercise, how it's affected me. Obviously a big subject, I could probably do a long video on it, but I'll try and break it down into kind of phases that I went through personally. So in the beginning, when I first tried to do the pushing down exercise, I'll straight away I could feel the energy, which was obviously, now I know that it's sometimes people don't feel it, but for me the energy was above my head. It was really strange, and it was coming out of my forehead like a spike. It was very, very strange, and the energy was deliberately going outwards. Very, very, very powerful actually, as if my head was coming off my head. It was really strange. So that was the first thing that happened to me when I first started to try it, was just the weird energy. It was really above my head, down, in this area and out, and it used to come out of my forehead, and it was very bizarre. Now, second, what I found it very difficult to meditate and to calm my mind while doing the pushing down exercise. I think it's important just to make a distinction that when I first started the pushing down exercise, it wasn't called the pushing down exercise, it was called the meditation observation exercise. So naturally, because it was titled that, I focused quite a lot on the meditation aspect of it. Now I understand the pushing down aspect is probably more important. Well, not more important, but something to focus on a little bit more than what I used to in the past. But yeah, because I had extreme copper toxicity, I had a lot of trouble focusing my mind. It would just race 24/7 non-stop, and I remember having to force myself to sit in meditation for an hour until it eventually started to quieten itself down. Now, as I started getting better at the pushing down exercise,
and my mind was getting quieter and quieter. By this time, and we're talking maybe a year and a half down the line, 2 years, by this time my energy was no longer above my head. It was starting to push down into my neck and to my mouth, and I could feel it pushing down the body quite strongly. And it was at these times when I started to feel chakras opening. I remember one time my heart chakra literally just burst open, and I could feel it around the room. That was quite an intense time. Other things that started to happen was I started to experience old events. I started to realise certain things, like maybe I needed to spend more attention with my family, and I would cry because of the realizations of self-doubt and negative thinking, realizations of overwhelming peace. There was one time where my time-space dimension literally just completely vanished for around 20 seconds, and I was literally in some sort of enlightened limbo, which was a very strange experience, but I haven't experienced that since. And then I started to become a witness, so I would speak and I would witness myself speaking, and I would understand how other people are thinking. Something that I always was fascinated and I wanted to do when I was younger, because I was so brain fogged and stuff. I always used to wonder how, other people thought, and how they, just didn't understand how they interacted with the world. And the more I did the pushing down exercise, the more I could understand what another person was going through and thinking. And it helps a lot being a practitioner now, because believe it or not, a lot of the time I do understand the reasons why people say certain things and do certain things, and I can kind of predict what the person's going to do quite well. There has been times where I've not done the pushing down exercise as much because of some big traumas came up, and I didn't want to do the pushing down exercise because they would come up, and that actually took me quite a while to get over, quite a few months at one point, because I experienced a big trauma that I just didn't want to see. So yeah, that affected me a little bit. But now the energy is moving my spine around a lot, moving my jaw around a lot. I can feel the chakras spinning down at my feet now, and I've started. My video cut off there a little bit. So I just wanted to kind of end on that. Like now, I've started to. It's probably going to sound strange me saying this, but do you know when you get when someone sends you a text message and you think about it before someone sends you a message or calls you? Well, that's been happening now around 5-6 times every day. It usually happens when I'm really sticking to the program well, and I just suppose it's just the natural evolution of the brain. And people just don't experience it anymore. Just a certain telepathic ability that people just don't have anymore. If I sway off the program a little bit, that'll stop. As soon as I hit the program really hard and really perfect as well as I can, I'll start thinking about someone, and then they'll get in touch with me, straight away. So that's where I'm at the moment. That's kind of small chunks of what, of the pushing down exercise. But yeah, obviously I could probably speak about it in length. Maybe there's a podcast that me and Luke did called How to Meditate Properly, so you should check that out if you want a longer explanation. But yeah, that's basically it. Quickly, there was another message. I'm not sure if it got deleted or not because I can't see it anymore, by Leone. I couldn't see the whole message, but I think it was, is it worthwhile buying a distiller to do coffee enemas because I think she said spring waters was too expensive. Sorry, I can't get the full message. For some reason, I cannot see it fully on my phone and my computer. It's not there anymore. My answer is yes. You know, if you can't afford spring water, you know, maybe get a distilled water machine and do that if you can afford it. It'll probably be a good buy. Me personally, spring water where I live is really cheap, so I've never needed to do that. But a good thing would probably to be carbon filtered tap water. That would probably work pretty well as well. But yeah, anything that kind of enhances water better than what you can already get and for cheaper, then obviously that's a good thing to do. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching and I'll speak soon. Bye.